Hey guys, what's up? As you can see, I got my art set up right here. My name's Ellis. I'm gonna show you guys how to do hand-painted clothing. So you guys can express yourself through clothing, and you're gonna be able to, walk out, get those compliments, and be fresh and be 100% original. Nobody's gonna have this stuff except you. You're gonna have the one only piece, and it's gonna be dope. Alright guys, so we got all the things we need. Over the years, I've been doing this for a long time, and this is the type of stuff that I use to make it the best it can be. All the supplies that I have right here are going to be listed in the description below. If you guys are interested in this type of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm going to be posting all kinds of artistic stuff. Alright guys, let's get into it. Okay, so the first tool I use is the chalk liner. So I just draw a quick sketch, undetailed, on the hoodie or shirt or whatever you have it. This is just to plan out where I'm going to put my paints, and later on I can brush the chalk away and there won't be any lines left over. What I'm doing here now is blocking out the drawing. I'm just using white paint. This is a primer because when I use colors on a black surface, the colors don't show up. So I'm painting on a black hoodie, so I just want to put a primer coat over top of that. And then when I add in my colors, it's going to be a lot more bright. So you can see that I'm just shaping out how the image is gonna look. I'm making sure that the edges are solid and there's no bleeding. You can kind of see the shape of the image already. It's already looking like what we want it to be. And I'm just quickly doing branches because I just thought of how I wanted them to wrap around, so I'm adding them now. You could already kind of see the image behind the paint of what it's going to look like. You can see it in the primer. You can make out the eyes and the nose and the teeth and stuff like that. I'm just taking some gray paint, it's just mixed black and white, and I'm just going from light to dark. So I'm gonna paint lighter gray areas and just shape out the rest of the image and give it some depth. The brand of paint that I'm using is Jacquard's fabric paint. I found it in above ground art supplies in Toronto. If you're not from Toronto, you'll have to find a local art supply store that carries this brand because it's the best brand so far. I've tried many brands and this one is definitely my favorite. Never has any cracking when you're drying. You can wash it for over years. I have clothing that lasts about 5 years so far. No cracking, no fading, nothing. It's just as good as it was the first day I painted it, so it's a good brand. I'd highly recommend them. At this point, you can see a lot of depth going into the painting. And now I'm starting to add color. So I'm just brushing over top of everything with color. I'm starting off with just a light pink color, and then after that dries, I'm gonna add more red. The red is gonna be a lot brighter over top of the pink. All different colors of paint have different viscosities. If you're painting a wall at your house, you have to paint 5 coats of red. But if you're painting black, it only takes 1. The colors are a lot different from each other. So we have to add more layers than just 1 for this particular color in order for it to have its maximum brightness. You could always speed the process up of drying by pulling out your girl's hair dryer. And now I'm adding a little bit more black into it wherever the shadows are the strongest. And now I'm just accenting the white highlights. Near the end is usually where I pull out the paint markers, and that'll give me more fine details. So this is what I was talking about, adding the bright red over top of it. You can see now that it's a lot more bold and it's popping really well. Layers, this is how you get the best colors. Here I'm adding pink to the cherry blossoms, and I'm starting to do the rest of all the cherry blossoms. I didn't really know what my style was going to be for them until a little bit later, so I just found out right now that I'm just going to do them like bushels, and then I'll have single ones falling around the edges. Guys, if you don't have any paint markers, you can always use a permanent marker. It works just as well. It's a little bit different, but it works just as well and it won't wash out. Right here I'm just adding the final touches with the paint markers just to give it the fine little details. I'm gonna add like scales and all kinds of little small details that you can only see when you're really up close to it. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the iron. This will flatten the paint and kind of fuse it with the fabric. This will make the image nice and flat on your shirt and you won't feel anything. It'll just be a nice flat surface. Right now I'm using marker paper, but tracing paper and wax paper are just as good. They do the same thing basically. You don't want to press the iron in one spot for long. You want to kind of go back and forth with the iron so it doesn't have any burning or anything like that. You just want to go nice and flat along the surface. Okay, so there you have it, and we're done. And if you want to throw it in the dryer for another 20 minutes, you can do that, and it helps bond the paint with the shirt. But it's wearable right now. You can walk out and wear it right now. Make sure you brush off all the little chalk lines that we did from the very beginning, and you're good to go. And there we have it, and that's how you paint a hand-painted hoodie. Look at this Ani mask, looking good. The client's gonna be very happy with this. I'm pretty proud of this one myself. Alright guys, so that's it. That's my process on how to do hand-painted clothing. If you guys like this kind of stuff, just let me know. I hope it was helpful and insightful. Comment down below if you want to see more of this kind of content. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I think it turned out pretty well. So with that, I guess I'll see you guys around, alright? See you on the flip side. Peace.